welcome back to GlowChat. I am your host Vic, and this is a podcast all about skincare, self-care and everything in between. And I am joined, as always, by Claire, founder of GlowFound. How are you, Claire?
I am good, thank you. How are you?
I am good. I am recovered from the worst stomach bug last week, so I am feeling healthy and ready to go. It's nothing like being ill to make you really appreciate your health. You're just like, I'm never going to take this for granted ever again.
I feel like, see, when you're ill, you're always like, this is never going to end.
No,
never going to
literally.
end. I'm going to just live like this.
Yes, so nothing to make you appreciate your health than
Definitely
being ill. Yes.
Well, the Tate household had chickenpox. Well, had chickenpox. My daughter had chickenpox this week. So
Yep,
we
that
have been
sounds like fun.
quarantined for a whole week.
Yeah, your family have not wanted to see you, anything.
No, we had my brother had meant to have his 30th birthday party. We had a full weekend of like activities, which is very unusual. And it was, my brother moved his birthday
Wow.
dinner because, well, we're about 50% of the attendees.
We're just not going to be in attendance.
We just can't. Because, chickenpox, it's not great. So we're glad to be out the house.
Yes, and everyone's feeling better now.
Everybody is feeling a lot better. So, yeah, it's good.
Definitely. So tell me, because obviously I was kind of out of action, pretty much unconscious last week, tell me what I have missed with GlowFound this week. New products, new launches, you've had lots of meetings and things like that with new brands.
We have. So in terms of like new products, we've got more lip balms on the website now. So we have a few Naturium as well as Pharmacy and a few other products. Because when I was going through and doing an audit of what we had, I was like, we actually don't have that much variety. And we have typically quite like sheer colours, so we've added a couple of like coloured lip balms.
Really nice, those ones. Yeah.
So for people who just want to use them as like day to day and get a little bit of colour on their lips,
they look quite similar to like the Summer Fridays ones.
Yeah, they do.
Really nice.
And I do like Naturium. I think that it's a really good
really
like
good
company. I'm pretty sure it was Elf that bought them recently for like, I want to say like 300 million. It was something crazy. Like,
change.
Yeah. The women built it up, I think, over 3 years. It was quite an impressive story. So we added those to the website, and we've also added eye creams.
Yes, we're excited about that,
which we're excited about. I have found a Scottish eye cream that I would like to add to the website. But we have added Pie, which they are expensive products, but they're really good. And if you've got any skin conditions, they're one of the most gentle skincare products.
Yeah, they're all, I think all of the titles on it all say like soothing, so they're all really nice. They're not going to like inflame your skin or anything like that.
100%. And then we've added Skin 1004, which is our K-beauty favourite.
Yes.
And I'm like, what else did we add? We added quite a few. The Ordinary, another good, like really good cost point. And also because it's a serum, so it's like it's not usually an eye cream you tend to apply directly.
And it's caffeine in this one, isn't it?
Yeah, quite good for. It's meant to be good for like depuffing eyes. So if you've maybe not had a lot of sleep the night before, it's quite good for that.
I'm going to try that one out this week. Actually, I feel like I am needing that in my life.
So yes, we've added like a new product, and then we've had some really good meetings with new suppliers. So post the podcast going out, we've had like a few Scottish suppliers reach out to us, and they've like really want to work with us. So we are in the process of potentially working with White Rabbit.
Yeah.
Which I'm really quite excited about, and the founder story is really interesting. She had like psoriasis.
A good founder story, don't
Love
we?
a good founder story. And hopefully we're going to be working with Dussel. I actually had this debate: is it Dussel or Dussel? So like I did German at school, so like Dussel, but it's Dussel.
Right. Okay.
And they are a Scottish SPF company.
Wow.
The story again is like it's quite interesting, and it's a more gender neutral product, which I actually really love. We do get a few guys coming through to our website and asking if there's anything for them. So whilst we are like,
no,
we're like, girl, no boys allowed. So it's got a lot of, it's quite interesting. They do a mineral SPF, and they also have SPF that protects against blue light.
Wow.
Which I had never thought of before. So we're in the early stages about talking with them, which is really exciting.
We were having a conversation all about SPF and how, attitudes have changed to SPF. Like I wear SPF absolutely every single day now. And we were talking about, like back in the days, like like my mum, for example, you know, when they went on holiday and they put oil on their skin and things like
know.
that.
It was like, how tanned could you get? And I was saying, like, my dad, he was like, no pain, no gain was his approach to tanning, which is definitely not recommended.
No, absolutely not.
And yeah, I just remember to always be really red and be like, you're going to end up hurting yourself.
Yeah,
He has been lucky so far.
definitely.
I think he's changed his habits.
Because I think no matter how many expensive products you're using in your skin, if you are just going out to the sun and damaging your skin, that is the number one thing that just makes you look old. It doesn't matter how many treatments or anything like that you've had, that is just going to be so aging for your skin. It's basically a waste using anything else really on it if you're not actually going to protect your skin against the sun. Yeah.
SPF is definitely, like, I feel like your skin longevity secret weapon. Anti-aging is definitely SPF. So that's quite exciting. So it's actually really nice actually having brands come and speak to us and actually wanting to work with us, which is interesting.
Because that was really the whole point of, you know, when you started GlowFound as well, was about having that curated skincare edit, but also, you know, kind of like bringing in that Scottish, because when we first met and, you know, we were talking about it, you know, because it was very, although you had a couple of Scottish brands on it, you know, we said, you know, I think it's good to bring in that kind of Scottish accent, you know, to the kind of like marketing almost as well. And I think people want, you know, new brands to try out, and especially when, you know, they know exactly where it's come from as well.
Yeah, and we're about to add as well the natural skincare company in Edinburgh, but we're going to launch their products exclusively with our event at the end of the month, which we'll talk about later. And so people can try those. Which I'm really excited about. Again, like, it's a really, I love the products. They come in the most gorgeous packaging.
I was just going to say the packaging. We love good packaging.
We do love good packaging. So that is everything that's been going on, kind of like building out our like roster. And then March, we're trialing the Raven Botanicals, which is a Scottish brand, the oil to milk 24 carat cleanser, which everybody is really keen to try it, and I think it's a really good first cleanse is what I would use it for, to take my makeup off.
It's also a really nice like travel size as well, because all my cleansers are all come like that size, whereas this one is like in a little bottle. You really don't need much of it at all, like a couple of drops on it in your hand, and then it kind of, you know, becomes, you know, really oily, so it's really, really good for actually getting your makeup off. But again, it's really good for actually travelling and taking away with you for like a few nights or a week or anything like that. It's a really good size.
I know, like, because we've talked about it before, like the skincare tends to be like huge when you're travelling. And people are really keen to try it. Again, I think because you don't get those on like a Look Fantastic, you don't get them on a Sephora, so people are excited to try new things, which is great. Our membership is building. Slowly, but it is building, so I'm excited about that. It's nice to have more people in our collective.
So we have just launched our first event by the time this comes out. So obviously we had Sophia from the Wellness Rooms on our podcast last week. We were chatting to her, and so the event is going to be Sunday the 29th of March, and it's just going to be a really nice chilled afternoon of a little bit of reformer Pilates. You've not tried it before, so that's going to be really fun.
I know.
And we're going to just be chatting all things skincare as well, and we just want to make it like a nice environment for people to come along, and, you know, just like, you know, even if you don't know anyone else, then it's absolutely fine. You don't need to, you know someone, and it's just going to be a really nice afternoon, having some food, a couple of drinks as well. It's going to be really cute.
And then people get to build their own glow bag. So we thought rather than doing generic goodie bags for people, we wanted people to be able to pick a couple of products that they either wanted to try or would be suitable for their skin types.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a bit more curated to them.
Yeah, and it's not wasteful as well, because that is one thing whenever you go to events and you tend to find that goodie bags, the majority of it just goes in the bin. Even like the tote bags that you get and things as well. I've seen a lot of people talking about that recently. Like, although they're meant to be reusable, there's only so many that you can actually reuse. So we didn't want to do anything like that. We just wanted it to be really nice, and people are actually want to use the things that they're going to be able to take home with them as well.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that event, actually. I think it'll be so nice, like a little bit of self-care Sunday.
Yes, absolutely. And so there's only going to be like 10 tickets available. It'll be exclusive to collective members, and first of all anyway, and then for the first 48 hours, and then if there's any tickets left after that, then they'll be open to public. But yeah, it'll be really fun. Nice to finally get our first event out there as well.
Yeah, I
Yes,
can't wait.
I know it's going to be really fun. And we were just talking about plans for the next few events as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, a busy year.
It's going to be a busy year. Yeah, we're definitely, I think definitely doing one in April and in May and in June. Stop for the summer. And then we come back in September, but GlowFound turns one in September.
Yes,
So
that is going to be
a party.
Big party, yeah, absolutely, yes. So obviously the first 2 episodes of the podcast have been out now. You've never really done anything like this before. You have really pushed yourself out your comfort zone. How have you found the experience so far?
Do you know what? Filming it's actually really nice.
Yep.
We work with a really nice team.
Yes.
Up Next Studios.
We're Up Next Studios in Glasgow, and yes, our beautiful new set today, which we are obsessed with.
I know, it looks so good.
Yes.
Real.
Yes, it is, absolutely.
So I find the experience of filming actually really nice and quite calm. Watching myself on camera is very uncomfortable.
Yes, it's not nice at all, is it?
And looking at, but again, like I was thinking about it because did I like myself on camera? Probably not, but I actually think a lot of it's learning to be on camera, which is a skill. And then things like styling and all that goes with it, which I probably really didn't appreciate.
No, not at all.
So it is actually quite uncomfortable. And then hearing your voice back as well.
So before, when you first mentioned podcast, and I did say to you, I've done a few things kind of similar to this before, and I did say, I'm just telling you now, when you see yourself on camera, you will not like it at all. You'll be like, oh my God. But it was because I feel like you're used to seeing yourself how, in the mirrors, and you're not really in control of it when you're just on camera, and you're never really on camera for any prolonged periods of time in real life scenarios. So seeing yourself in that kind of situation it's quite confronting, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is quite confronting.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell you that in advance rather than you watching it and being like, oh my God.
This is terrible.
And you think I'm just being nice to you. I was just putting it out there beforehand. Like, I've been there before. It's horrible.
But you really get used to it.
Definitely.
And then the more I've watched it, I'm like, it's actually not that bad. Like, I feel like I'm too hard on myself, but I feel like women are just generally too hard on themselves.
Critical, yeah.
It doesn't help when you get a troll.
Yes, so you kind of dropped this in this morning, but I haven't heard anything. I didn't see the comment. Do you want to talk about it?
We're going to talk about it.
Is this going to be like a therapy session?
It's going to be a therapy session, and it's 4 comments. So I don't know if it was before the podcast went out or after, but this one troll, now I'm not going to stereotype, but he was a man of a certain age who followed women of a certain age in heavily edited bikini pictures.
Right,
okay.
So what was this on? Was this on Instagram?
This was on Instagram.
Okay.
And so he went through like 4 of our different like adverts. So like one was, I must have been when I was packaging up some product, and it was piggy fingers. I was like, this is random. And I was like, is it because now I'm doing it? I'm like, is it kind of like I do have piggy fingers, but people tell me now. And then I was like, right, okay, laughed it off. And then the next one was like another video of me, and it was like oink, oink. And I was like, okay, this is a theme because it's the same guy. And it's all been in within like an hour's period of time. And then the other one was focus on what you're eating, not makeup. Now, it was the video of why I started GlowFound, which was me talking about I was focused on ultra processed foods and what I was putting into my body, and therefore I should think about what I was putting in my skin because it's skincare. So I kind of took a step back and was like, right, mate, 1, it's not makeup, so you're not in the right arena.
No.
And 2, you've obviously not watched it because I'm actually talking about the things I put into my body, not just what I put on my skin.
Yeah. Also, it's none of his business.
And then the last one was he'd put under our GlowFound collective, which was literally no one will buy this, which is completely wrong because we do have GlowFound members.
Of course.
So you kind of have to feel sorry for them.
So he has got like quite a public profile that you can actually go in and look at as well. So they've not even got like the sense to do it behind like an anonymous account or anything.
Yeah, it was a really weird account. But then I was like, actually, people are just like, I always feel like when people do that, it says more about them than it does about me.
Absolutely, yeah.
We watch a lot of podcasts about like football coaching. This does have a point, because my son, it's like when they play football, it's like, you're not as fast as me, you're not as brave as me. But actually, one of these coaches was like, when someone says that, it's not your problem, it's their problem.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's the same
It says
thing.
more about someone who's willing to put something like that online. You know, someone who's really, really successful and attractive is really not concerning themselves with actually writing hateful comments on other
No,
people's
they're really not.
content.
And I feel like that obviously must trigger something in somebody, and you go, cool, like, you do you. So I was like, I think I was bothered by it for like an hour. And then I was like, block and delete.
Absolutely.
Like, and move on.
I tend to find, so I post quite a lot on TikTok, and it's football content, and the majority of it, I don't really get that many sexist comments, but some of the misogynistic comments are just really funny. Like, I just think, you know, it's when you see people commenting, you know, just like, get back into the kitchen, or all these, like, you're just like, it's 2026, like, really, are we still having this conversation? And then there was one guy that I found, I went onto his profile, and you could see that he was posting like him and his like granddaughter, who was maybe like 8 or 9, and you just think, I hope that they never have to experience, you know, some old middle-aged guy like commenting on anything they post on social media. You just think, you know, it's like they've just like had an absolute head loss, and you just think, really, was that worth it? You know, I mean, it really, to post yourself on social media or anything, you need to have a relatively thick skin, and I don't tend to take these kind of comments personally. Like, my friends and family probably get more annoyed about it than I actually do. Sometimes they're quite funny, you know, just like, and it's worth kind of just having a bit of a laugh at them. But yeah, I don't get too upset about it or anything like that. But it is just the thought process of, you would just like love to sit down with them and be like, you know, what were you thinking here?
Like, would you say this to people in real life? No, right, okay.
Yeah.
So like, why do it?
I feel like there's the kind of like misogynistic guys who, you know, don't actually want to see women, you know, putting themselves out there or doing anything well or just trying to do anything different, you know. And then there's I feel like there's the kind of like boomer Facebook maw, as we call it, where they just actually are just thinking out loud, and they just type it like, I would never wear those shoes, or, you know, all these kind of comments as well. You're just like, that's fine, but you don't actually really need to say that. You know, you can just have this thought and then that's
just
fine.
move on. Like, you're totally
move
fine
on with your day.
Like, you know, not everybody's fashion, not everybody's tastes are the same, and that's good, because we don't want everybody to be the same, but you don't need to bash people for it.
And if everyone looked the same as well, or
it is interesting. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't surprised it was a man of a certain age, and then when I went through and checked who he was following, a lot of young girls in bikinis. I will say they were 18, like, because I would give them benefit of the doubt.
And probably a lot of them are all AI models as well.
Probably all AI models. And I'm also a bit like, if you're going to have a go at my appearance, I was like, you better come in a very good, like, you better be like ripped if you're going to come after my appearance. I've had 2 kids, like, I'm totally fine. So it was interesting,
crazy, isn't it?
But now I'm like, when I watch myself with like my fingers, I'm like, do they look like piggy fingers? But in a funny way.
It's funny because whenever I post it on TikTok, I get quite a lot of comments. I talk with my hands a lot, especially, I mean, I've got these cards which are kind of stopping me, but normally I talk a lot with my hands, and it really triggers people, like, stop with the TikTok hands. And I'm like, do you know, I use these hands when I'm not on TikTok as well. They are just my hands, you know.
Just talk with them.
It's amazing how much it really annoys. Like, I understand, you know, when it's like the tappy thing, I know people really get triggered by that. So if you've got like, when you're holding up the bottle and like tapping it, like, I understand people don't like that, and I'm not doing that. But it's just, when I'm just talking with my hands, it's just how I talk.
Who I am.
I was obviously Italian in a previous life or something.
Do you know, I have a great grandparent who's Italian.
Oh, really?
So I think that I'm just going to say that's why I talk with my hands.
Absolutely.
I'm going to use that now.
Yeah, I think it's just how you express yourself, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And so you're not going to let the troll stop you. Yeah.
No, I feel like, I mean, people are going to do that. I'm also very aware that, like, if you put yourself out publicly, people are going to 100% do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just have to laugh at it. But I
Definitely.
definitely think family members get way more annoyed than I do. And I'm just like,
And I would be the same if somebody said something about my best friend. I'd be like, right, let's hunt them down. Like, I found out where they work. Like, let's go
let's
to
go
their
and storm
workplace.
them.
Absolutely. But I think that's obviously when we started working together as well, and we were like, we're really keen to get your founder story, because that is really the point of difference. That's what separates, GlowFound from any other company that sells skincare, is because that's the one thing that no other company can kind of copy or anything.
Okay.
And it's what makes it interesting and different as well, and you're hearing things from your point of view, and it's not just all the nice glossy fun bits as well. It is kind of putting yourself out there, and it's that vulnerability that actually makes it more relatable. People are like, oh, I really want to see her doing well, because like, I could never do that. I could never put myself out there, and I could never, and that's what people really want to see. Yeah.
But yeah, and a lot of people have been, like I said, I think on the last week's podcast, a lot of people have been really nice as well. So I'm not going to take like one bad
No,
and let that
absolutely
ruin.
not.
So we just block, we delete, and we move on.
Definitely. That is the route we're going to go down.
Yeah, we are.
Definitely. So I think that's really us caught up for this week, isn't it?
It is. I did try a sound bath.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I did.
Right. Okay. That was, where did you do that then?
It was somewhere in East Lothian, and it was it what I thought it was going to be? It wasn't. But I did end up sleeping for like 50 minutes of the hour. It was meant to be like a sound bath and nap situation.
So, right. Okay. So explain what a sound bath is.
So a sound bath is you go into a room, you lie down. It's a bit like
Kind of like meditation, yeah.
And they'll use different sounds. So they'll use like chimes, or they'll use like bowls, or this person also did like some singing. And
I don't know if I could do the singing. I'm sorry.
right,
I've got quite
so I feel like you have to
bit
go
of a
with it.
giggler in that kind of sense. I'd be like, just don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh.
So when I went in, I went with my friend who's been before, and when I went in, I was like, right, okay, I'm just gonna go with it. And then I sat down and it started, and I was like, I'm not gonna fall asleep. Like, that's the goal of it, is to like chill. And I was like, I'm not gonna be able to do this for like an hour, because I was just thinking about what could I be, what products do we need, and I just wasn't switching off. And then next thing I knew, I woke up to some singing,
some dulcet tones,
and but I was like trance, like, as the only way I can describe it. So it was good. I've never done this before, but I'm in the mood that I would like to try lots of different things.
Right, yeah.
So would I do it again? Yes, I would. I feel like you have to try and go with the vibe.
Right, okay.
It's like a bit alternative.
Yeah, it's a bit woo-woo. I quite like a bit of woo-woo.
Quite a bit woo-woo.
Yeah.
But the guy was really good, and he was really lovely, and he had like cups of tea and everything at the end. It actually reminded slightly of when I was pregnant. I did Kundalini yoga.
Oh yeah,
and it gave me kind of similar vibes.
Okay.
So that's probably why I quite liked it, because I really enjoyed that when I was pregnant. But yes, I would do it again. They do events.
Right.
Maybe not for this year.
Okay.
Maybe next year.
Yeah. I like the sound of that. I think it sounds relaxing.
It was relaxing.
I think I would just also be aware, because I mean, even like when I've been to like yoga classes before, and at the end when you're doing the kind of deep breathing, and you really do feel like you're going to fall asleep, and then during that way where you're just lying, and then you just like jump thinking that you've fallen asleep.
I did do that. And then there was somebody snoring next to me. But also they did have hammocks. We had booked too late, so you couldn't do a hammock, but they had like, you could lie in a hammock, which looked quite good.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of me.
Yeah, like quite cool. And they also, I think he does it, and he does it like outside.
Right. Okay.
Well,
so you would recommend?
I would recommend, if you're like open to just go with it being a bit woo woo.
Yeah. What was the place called?
Called the Sound Bath Studio. It was in.
Leave the links in the comments.
Yeah, leave the links in the comments.
You feel like going for a little sound bath.
It was quite. Do you know what? It was only £10.
Wow.
For an hour.
Oh my god, that's really good.
Like, it was in the Penny Pit in Preston Pans.
Right. Okay.
But he actually, the room is done very nicely. But yeah, he does a lot of different times, but we'll leave the link in the comments.
Yes. It's not going to be a weekly thing for you though, not
No,
yet.
but we do Wellness Wednesday now in
Okay.
GlowFound.
Okay.
So we
So talk us through what that involves.
So every week, me and Lucy, because it's two of us that are in GlowFound, we take time out every week to do something for ourselves on a Wednesday. So like last week I did a sound bath. This week I was originally going to plan to do a massage, but I just didn't have the time, so I took myself, because it was sunny, for a walk in the woods, which you were like, that sounds weird.
Yeah, sounds.
It was lovely. Didn't take the dog. And it was nice and sunny, and it was actually I could just put a podcast on. Yeah, it was good. And Lucy this week, she took herself out for lunch, which I
love a solo lunch.
Yeah, like a little book and just like reading. So I'm like, glass wine. And so next week I am planning to go and get a massage if I can book it in.
Right, okay. I feel like I need to get on board with this now.
Well, you do work with us, so I feel like you should extend it.
That's a really good excuse for me. I can put that down. Right, okay, I'll need to get my thinking cap on and get some...
something for you.
Wellness, some midweek. That's a good, just kind of gets you to the midpoint of the week, and then it's...
And then you're home stretch to the weekend.
Yes.
So, I would highly recommend it.
Okay, right. So if you've got any ideas for Wellness Wednesday, anything that we need to try, then
I did find an idea at the end of it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. You can do a forest bath.
A forest bath, okay. You're not just, this is not part of your walk through the forest?
This was not part of my walk through the forest, and it's not bathing in a forest. I think it's like meditation in the forest.
Okay. I'm picturing like this, how you get those spas that have got like all the kind of the bamboo trees, and then it sounds like you're in a rainforest. We've got the kind of like monkey noises and things like that. The water falling, like that sounds quite relaxing. I could get on board with that.
Definitely don't think it's that.
Right. Okay.
When I was coming, because I go to a place called Binning Wood, which is actually a really nice wood to go to. But if you're into that. But as I was coming out the gate, I saw like forest bath, and I was like, I have never heard of this, and I am intrigued.
Yeah.
So I need to send it to my friend and see if she would. I don't know if I'll do it. I feel like that might be.
I feel like for research purposes,
research maybe.
Yeah, that's content.
They're doing one I think the day before Mother's Day, and then one in May. So I might see if my friend who went to the sound bath, I feel like she might be down for that.
Yes, your woo-woo friend.
She's my woo-woo friend.
Yes, You always need someone who is just like down for anything. You're just like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into here, but yeah, happy to go along with it.
So if I do it, I'll let you know.
Yes, You can report back on your findings for the forest bath.
But if anybody has any ideas on things we can do for Wellness Wednesday, I'm open to ideas.
Yes. The more...
not the weirder.
Yeah, kind of down for that.
Yeah, but you have to partake as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's deal. We've got that on camera.
Yes. I'll just be like, Rach, sorry, I can't work every Wednesday now. I'm just it's research. Wait for a bath in the woods.
Like Claire's just a really demanding client.
Definitely. Yes, we are down for anything like that. So if you've got any ideas, then send them in that we can report back on. Research.
We'll tell you what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it.
Absolutely. What's in the plan for next Wellness Wednesday then?
So if I can, I'm going to book in for a hot stone massage at Archerfield.
Oh, nice.
That is my favourite spa.
Because you go there for facials as well, don't you?
No, I go to a different place for facials.
Right, okay.
So I love Archerfield Spa. My only feedback point would be there's no hot tub.
Oh, right, okay.
So, but they do have bath huts.
Okay.
Not my thing. I have tried it. But I like it because there's loads of natural light and it's just such a calm place to be. Other favourite spa is Stobel.
Right, okay. I've not been to either of those.
Stobel Castle, that's nice.
Nice.
It's like, I think it started off as like a wellness retreat, but they have now allowed alcohol.
Okay. So, that would have been a deal breaker for me beforehand.
Probably why. I think that was quite a few years ago they added the alcohol, but I went a couple of years ago with my friend. We did like 2 nights and it was lovely. We saved up all year just to go.
Sounds
delightful. It was.
Yes.
But Archfield is like one of my favourite spas.
A really good spa.
That's my next week plan.
hot stone
Hot stone
massage.
massage if I
I don't
can.
think I've ever had one of them done before, but it looks
It's nice.
relaxing.
It is. They do it with like Himalayan salt stones,
Right, okay.
which is meant to have healing properties in it. And yeah, it's just really relaxing.
Amazing. Oh well, you can report
report
back on the next episode then. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on at GlowFound Official, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.